Bless the mic. Bless the mic. Bless the mic. Bless the mic.
Over 3 centuries of impending doom, but the one who put the pen to the history never seems to place the devilish architect in the room. Is it that same pen that got the Spartan having romantic intercourse with his wife? They show you the true color of the Persian, but make sure he's sinister and evil. So when it hits your subconscious, you say to yourself, I never want nothing dark in my life. Ring the bell. Somebody got you in a maze. So when I tell you that a Muslim African designed and built over 10,000 palaces in just one European city, does Ivan Pavlov conditioning theory kick in? And you say, no way. They was only slaves. Is this the thinking that they want the world to take to the grave? Billions of dollars spent on movies, books, and plays. Here's the question. Why Illuminati must have you to think that the African and the African American was only slaves? Was Christopher Columbus...
Come on.
Okay, let's get to it.
That's right.
They say Christopher Columbus, but we say Cristobal Colon. It's like you call it rap, but really it's a historical art form. I really wish some of y'all will leave alone. Cristobal considered indigenous cowards, and by his own admission, he enslaved them and went on a murdering spree. He said the Arabics was docile, naked, with no military training that we can control easily. Millions of indigenous died by these demons' plots and his plans. You know the type of people, if they wrote down the truth, it was written in the sand. But I don't think they got the money from the gold that they wanted. But their sugarcane plantations in Brazil made them mad wealthy. Even kept the Portuguese economy mad healthy. So who is this good-natured Italian explorer that's got a holiday and it's all our history books? But really he was a murderer, a thief, a big investor in slavery. It's funny when you get some patriotic fool talking about his bravery. So who's the historians that keep giving this demon this good and moral and wholesome look? And if you find out who they are, let me know, so we don't purchase or read none of these so-called educated liars' books. Queen Isabella didn't have the dough, so we know Spain didn't finance his trips. So who was the major investor played the Knights of Columbus the use of their slave ships? You may notice I may use one word before the other, but no, his name wasn't Christopher Columbus, and he didn't have an Italian mother. Let me get to it, y'all.
Alright, come on, bro.
Obviously, you want to take the station of eminence. But the caliber you release from the chamber get the response of a rubber band and a paper clip. Plus your emanation is stewed with degenerates I have on my embalming list. I'm going to preserve them so my progeny know how to classify the demonstrous psychology, lace it with the etymology. So if there's a resurgence of whack MCs during their time, they can form unions that embodies a lyricist's critical philosophy. Some of your flows are mad insidious, like Etna insuring slave ships. Forget the apologies. Let's talk reparations and get the math together for the Satanists who endowed the Ivy List. You know the type of cat that got the swag of a philanthropist. But in his free time, though, he probably like to swim in a pool of human blood and got a deep, facetious attitude for the indigent. One of the Prince of Wales said if he could be reincarnated, he'd come back as a plague and kill 80% of the people. What man of creation has this type of hate and literally the walking embodiment of evil? Imagine a mind so convoluted they feed you pig entrails, rape everything on the plantation, then convince you that you ugly. So sadistic, call it bystander during the card game, quote the Bible, write laws in Congress. George Tillman and like was the true incarnation of ugly. Benjamin Franklin said that the good Quakers in Pennsylvania were shocked. And I quote, he said when the white savages from Ireland and Scotland migrated on the scene, they was a clannish bunch. It was written that their lawlessness took part in creating a barbaric scene. It said when they used to wrestle each other, they used to bite each other ears and nose off, scratch each other's eyes out. They called it the rough and tumble. This was their play sport. The upper class was a little different. If you disagree with them, they call you a damn liar, then blow your brains out. You know the type that was above the law, a traveling man, a mason. Almost no doubt. Okay. The Pope told these savages that the Africans didn't have no souls. So you better believe that the tortures that was released from these demons was so horrific, it probably couldn't be told to another African soul. The cannibalism, barbarism, mutilations and brutalations of epic proportions. It's like when Stalin started their 20 million Ukrainians. All lie. Give all them demons their due proportions. America, the so-called beautiful. For 4 centuries you conducted one of the worst human holocausts this planet has ever seen. But the truth is so suppressed that the planet is saying that the African American don't like education in the land of dreams. My forefathers came through Sullivan's Island, not Ellis Island. So add 4 centuries of nightmares to those dreams. But it seemed that your wealth got you casting spells like a Kabbalist. Now you killing omnipotence. Listen, I dare you. Get your litigation team together to try to get off the angel of death list. You know the type of minds that become very pugnacious when it comes to wrote the hieroglyph. Sheikh Anti-Diao proved that it was the African hand. Now they want to throw aliens on the list. I heard back then that Reagan was goofing and laughing about future attack of alien ships. How far would they go to get us all to jump on this one world government ship? Listen, I want to be like the one who threw the rock at the Philistine, not like the one who worshipped Mithra and used the guillotine. Get back to myself, cut granite like I was using a laser beam. Carry 50 tons down and now, you know, doing those Imhotep type of things. The sheikhs in my circles, they didactic and philosophic, so you might want to group together to counter my synopsis. I'm going to show you the hieroglyphs so you can spit the truth like Herodotus. Change the capital like Akhenaten and take the mythology off the obelisk. It was said that the first 3 pharaohs believed in one creator and didn't deify Cush. After the 4th and 5th dynasty, Cush becomes Amun-Ra. You know, your people should take a look. The Ethiopians mummified before the Egyptians and gave a transparent look. It was said that the Ethiopian sarcophagus was made of a transparent glass. Because of the interaction between the Ethiopian and the Egyptian, obviously your racist theories are transparent trash. Mental note. If the anthropologists have no history, more will say that if the anthropologists don't have history, history said they will change the books. Show me a country that was colonized and I'll show you the burning, the disappearing, and the changing of books. Thank you.
Away, brother. You know, I want to come back.
You got an ocean. You got an ocean, bro.
Yeah, you got he's good.
Come on, boy.
Last time I was here, man, alhamdulillah. Brothers was playing this tape, man, and I swear I stopped in my tracks because I found out that day that Michael Jackson was a Muslim before he died.
Right.
Okay.
This brother right here, alhamdulillah, he told me he spoke to a brother in California, was at his janazah. Am I correct?
I think I remember that.
If you don't know what a janazah is when the Muslims have their burial. And I went on the internet and I seen that it was thousands of people, Muslims at his janazah. So, inshallah, he died as a Muslim. Inshallah. I wrote this poem for that situation, alhamdulillah. I'll start singing and hit the note wrong. Don't leave, y'all. And I got the meaning to the story. I know Islam is the perfect way. If Michael was here to tell his story, would he show you how we pray? Could it be I stayed away too long? Or could it be we are hypnotized by songs? Or could it be what we thought what was right is wrong? Could it be? Could it be? Gross misconduct that sent the note to the earth. According to the protocols, he was groomed from birth. Demon seed, the one who described me and you as being cattle, except for those who use the Talmud in the battle. Are you learning alchemy from the Kabbalah like Madonna to gain fame? I heard Madonna was one of your idols. That's a shame. I heard that Rasputin used alchemy on the Tsar's wife. Oh, you don't believe in magic? Then why is the TV the Bible in your life? Albert Pike celebrated one of Scottish rights, said that the Kabbalah is the infrastructure of Masonic life. So if a Mason is running this country, is he using magic in your life? No Skippy. It's like when you think of peanut butter, do it gotta be Jiffy? Or are you a free thinker if someone chose what you believe, what you read, what you hear, and what you see? Can colors and sounds and repetitive suggestions to manipulate your mental capacity? Are patterns in your life set up like a maze? Can the action be motivated by a catchphrase? The Kabbalah is a book of magic. Has it been entrenched in your life? Is the atheist reporting on TV like a preacher in your life? Doubt is a tool of Beelzebub. Do you got contribution in your life? The question I'm really asking you is, who's your real enemy in this life? Because I wear a beard and kufi, convince some of y'all the enemy is me. While these pharmaceutical companies got unknown side effects in their medicine, so they should be trusted more than me? Look at Vioxx. Killed people. Merck made billions. But the government don't let the people collectively sue up the 200 million. Is it I using the whole country of Colombia to supply the world with cocaine? Is it I went to war in Afghanistan when the Taliban set the poppy fields aflame? Is it I using them poppy fields to supply over 90% of heroin to the planet? Was it I who blew up them levees in New Orleans? Is it I who's a constant stalker of another man's dreams? Was it I who paid Saddam when he was a sniper for the CIA? Was it I who decided that only one color is pretty? Was it I who went to the mob in the 60s to infest drugs in the cities? You think I'm the enemy? Really? Most people say they want to know the truth, but most people don't have the orientation for the truth. So when it's time to digest it, go down like extremely hot soup. Now truth become your nemesis, but you said you want the truth. When the Knight Templars hooked up with the Knights of Columbus in Portugal, did they build slave ships? Did Christopher Columbus come from Portugal from one of these ships? Was Christopher Columbus' father-in-law head of the Knights of Columbus? Some people say they want the truth, but the truth is really something. With British colonization came British thought. I was introduced to Sheikh Anta Diop, and I'm glad he put the Grenadier man on my fork. Because this man is so racist. He put radiation on the bones of Ramses. But if you're programmed in the Matrix, you'll never understand me. Illuminati got the type of wealth, you put it to one side and it tilt the planet. Go take a look at the Knight Templars in Europe, then maybe you can understand it. Forbes magazine said 1914 John Rockefeller was worth $214 billion, but this money wasn't being used for good. I hate to hurt your feelings. Some become belligerent and suspend their thinking when it's time to hear the truth, plus the subliminal seduction is all in the soup. It's time for the knowledgeable and naturally didactic be the ones that spit the verse, because I'm hard pressed to believe that the truth don't hurt. The anthropologist, the historian, the psychiatrist, and the wisdom from the Creator will be the elixir for the contentious. Because this human devil understands that a lack of information leaves the human being defenseless. That's why I pray to Allah that my sons don't be half-baked like David Chappelle. I want them to have the presence and the knowledge to parley with the harvest and yells. And let them know the mindsets of the bush and the quails. And let them know that Vice President Cheney should have been in jail when moving drugs in Noriega, writing in Braille. Could it be I stayed away too long? Could it be we are hypnotized by songs? Or could it be what we thought was right is wrong? Thank y'all. Peace, y'all. I'm glad nobody left when I started singing.
We're going to bring up our little sister. She
Bless the mic. Bless the mic. Bless the mic. Bless the mic.